Tom Cruise has spent over 4 decades mastering firearms on screen. From his earliest roles as a young cadet to his ongoing work as secret agent Ethan Hunt, Cruise has handled some of the most memorable weapons in Hollywood history. Today, we are counting down the 10 guns that helped shape his legendary action career. This video examines firearms strictly as historical movie props and within a film analysis context. It is not about real-world use, tactics, or instruction. Number 10. The M60 machine gun from Taps in 1981. This was one of Cruise's first major film appearances. He played Cadet Captain David Shawn, a young military student who helps lead a takeover of his academy when it faces closure. The M60 became the defining prop of his character during the film's intense finale. This belt-fed machine gun fires 7.62 into 51mm NATO rounds at a cyclic rate of around 550 rounds per minute through its 22-inch barrel. The weapon weighs about 23 pounds and became standard issue for American forces during the Vietnam era. American troops nicknamed it the Pig due to its tendency to chew through ammunition. In the film, Cruise's character mans the M60 from a window position during the standoff with National Guard forces. The movie marked an early glimpse of Cruise's commitment to physically demanding roles. Director Harold Becker positioned the young actor in several extended sequences with the heavy weapon, and Cruise handled it with surprising confidence for someone just starting out. The production used actual Bunker Hill Military Academy facilities, adding authenticity to the siege sequences. Cruise also carries an M16 rifle with a mounted scope throughout the film, but the M60 defines his character's tragic final moments. The film also starred Timothy Hutton and Sean Penn, making it a showcase of rising talent from that generation. Number 9. The Charter Arms Off-Duty Revolver from War of the Worlds in 2005. Steven Spielberg directed this alien invasion thriller where Cruise plays Ray Ferrier, a divorced dock worker fighting to protect his children. Early in the film, Ferrier grabs this compact revolver from a small safe under his bed before heading into chaos. The Charter Arms Off-Duty is a snub-nose revolver chambered in .38 Special with a 2-inch barrel. It holds 5 rounds and weighs just 12 ounces. The gun fits Ferrier's blue-collar character perfectly. This working-class guy would own an affordable, reliable backup piece rather than some expensive tactical setup. Spielberg made an interesting choice here because the revolver appears briefly and never really saves the day. Against alien tripods, a .38 snub nose offers about as much help as a water pistol. The prop department selected a firearm that reinforced the hopelessness of human resistance while also grounding Ferrier as a regular person thrust into extraordinary circumstances. Coming in at number 8 is the Smith & Wesson Schofield revolver from The Last Samurai in 2003. Cruise plays Nathan Algren, a traumatized Civil War veteran who travels to Japan to train soldiers in modern warfare. During the film's first major battle, Algren draws the Schofield to defend himself against charging samurai warriors. The Model 3 Schofield was revolutionary for its time. This top-break revolver allowed shooters to reload much faster than competing designs. Chambered in .45 Schofield, it fires a 230-grain bullet and holds 6 rounds. The United States Army adopted it as a standard sidearm before eventually switching to the Colt single-action Army. Director Edward Zwick selected period-accurate firearms throughout the production. The Schofield fits the 1876 timeline and reflects Algren's military background. Cruise handles the revolver during the Foggy Forest battle where his unprepared troops face the samurai for the first time. The scene showcases how ineffective even skilled marksmen become when facing disciplined warriors in their own terrain. Number 7 brings us forward to the Beretta 9000S from Minority Report in 2002. Spielberg reunited with Cruise for this science fiction thriller set in 2054 Washington, D.C. Cruise plays John Anderton, the head of an experimental pre-crime police unit that arrests murderers before they commit their crimes. The Beretta 9000S serves as Anderton's standard sidearm throughout the film. This compact pistol was Beretta's first polymer-framed handgun. It chambers 9mm or 40 Smith & Wesson rounds with magazine capacity of 10 to 12 rounds, depending on caliber. The gun weighs about 27 ounces and measures 6.6 inches long with a 3.5-inch barrel. Prop designers chose the 9000S because its curved, ergonomic frame looked appropriately futuristic while remaining an actual functioning firearm. The rounded trigger guard and smooth lines felt right at home in Spielberg's sleek vision of tomorrow. In a world where police primarily use non-lethal sonic weapons and six-sticks, Anderton's traditional pistol signals his old-school approach to law enforcement. The gun plays a central role in the plot when the precogs predict Anderton himself will commit murder. The story reveals that his former mentor, Lamar Burgess, actually gave him this specific pistol when the pre-crime unit was established. Several key scenes show Cruise gripping the pistol with solid fundamentals, demonstrating the weapons training he had begun taking more seriously during this period of his career. One standout moment shows Anderton holding Colin Farrell's character at gunpoint with a textbook high two-handed grip. At number 6, we have the Winchester Model 1873 Trapper from The Last Samurai in 2003. This lever-action carbine appears in the film's opening sequence where a drunken Algren performs demonstrations for the Winchester Company at trade shows across America. The Trapper variant features a shorter 16-inch barrel and a distinctive large loop lever. Cruise specifically uses this oversized lever to perform a one-handed reload during his stage demonstration, a flourish made famous by John Wayne in numerous westerns. The Model 1873 chambers 44-40. Winchester rounds with a tubular magazine holding 6 rounds, plus 1 in the chamber. Director Zwick used this opening scene to establish both Algren's expert marksmanship and his fallen state. The man humiliates himself for money, getting drunk and showing off for crowds while haunted by memories of frontier warfare. Cruise practiced the one-handed spinning reload extensively before filming. The technique requires flipping the rifle while working the lever with one hand, chambering a fresh round without breaking the showman's rhythm. Here is a good moment to pause. If you have made it this far, consider subscribing for more deep analysis of cinema's most memorable prop firearms. These weapons shaped how millions of viewers perceive action heroes on screen. Number 5 is the Heckler & Koch G36K rifle from Mission Impossible 3 in 2006. This entry marked J.J. Abrams' feature directorial debut and brought a grittier tone to the franchise. During the film's spectacular bridge ambush sequence, Ethan Hunt retrieves a disassembled G36K from a case in a disabled vehicle and quickly assembles it under fire. The G36K is a shortened carbine variant of the German military's standard assault rifle. It fires 5.56 into 45mm NATO rounds through a 12.5-inch barrel with a 30-round magazine. The rifle features a folding stock and built-in optical sight rail. Cruise performed the assembly sequence himself after practicing repeatedly with firearms consultants. The scene lasts just seconds, but required extensive choreography to show Hunt calmly putting together a rifle while mercenaries close in around him. He then uses the G36K to engage an attacking drone, making shots that would challenge trained marksmen even under ideal conditions. The bridge scene remains one of the franchise's most praised action sequences, combining practical effects with Cruise's willingness to perform his own stunts. Number 4, we have the Beretta 8045 Cougar from the original Mission Impossible in 1996. This pistol served as Ethan Hunt's first signature sidearm, establishing a long relationship between the character and Beretta products. Hunt retrieves the Cougar from a vase in his team's Prague apartment during the film's opening mission. The 8045 Cougar is chambered in .45 ACP with an 8-round magazine. It weighs about 32 ounces and features Beretta's unique rotating barrel locking system rather than the traditional Browning tilting barrel design. This mechanism keeps the barrel aligned with the sights throughout the firing cycle, theoretically improving accuracy. Director Brian De Palma selected the Cougar as a relatively new design at the time, giving Hunt a modern professional appearance. The gun appears throughout the film, but receives less screen time than in later installments where firearms became more central to action sequences. The Cougar established Hunt as someone who carries quality equipment and knows how to use it. Number 3 takes us to the Remington Model 700 rifle from Jack Reacher in 2012. Christopher McQuarrie directed this adaptation of Lee Child's novel One Shot, with Cruise playing the wandering investigator Jack Reacher. In a pivotal scene, shooting range owner Cash, played by Robert Duvall, challenges Reacher to prove his skills by placing 3 rounds in the center of a target at 700 yards. The Remington 700 is one of the most popular bolt-action rifles ever produced. Since its introduction in 1962, the platform has been selected for military sniper systems, police precision rifles, and countless hunting applications. It chambers numerous calibers, including the True 328 Winchester used in this scene. The rifle features a 24-inch barrel and 4-round internal magazine. Millions of hunters and competitive shooters worldwide trust this platform for its legendary accuracy and the strength of its steel receiver. McQuarrie, who would later direct multiple Mission Impossible films, paid close attention to the firearms details in Jack Reacher. Cruise performs an unusual technique before shooting, lying on his back with the rifle and then slowly rolling into a prone position. Firearms instructors have debated whether this technique offers any practical advantage, but it creates a distinctive visual moment. Cash tosses Reacher an extra round for practice, and Reacher replies that he will not need it. He then makes the shots as promised, demonstrating his elite military training. The scene reinforces that this character possesses extraordinary capabilities despite his unassuming appearance. Reacher also handles multiple other firearms throughout the film, including a heavily customized PWS Mk112 rifle during the climax. Number 2. We find the Beretta 92 FS Brigadier from Mission Impossible 2 in 2000. Director John Woo brought his signature Hong Kong action style to this sequel, and that meant dual-wielding pistols. Cruise's Ethan Hunt carries both a Brigadier and a 92 FS compact throughout the film's Australian set adventure. The 92 FS Brigadier entered production in 1999, making this film likely its first major screen appearance. The Brigadier variant features a reinforced slide designed to handle higher pressure loads and extended round counts. It chambers 9mm with a 15-round magazine and weighs about 34 ounces. Cruise trained extensively with both pistols to execute Woo's choreographed gunplay, including firing both weapons simultaneously while diving and rolling. The film's climax features an extended motorcycle chase and shootout where Hunt fires his compact using his bike's side mirror for aim. These sequences pushed Cruise's firearms handling to new levels and demonstrated his growing comfort with complex weapon choreography. Number 1. We have the Heckler & Koch USP-45 from Collateral in 2004. This Michael Mann thriller stands as perhaps the finest showcase of firearms handling in Cruise's entire filmography. He plays Vincent, a contract killer who hires a cab driver to transport him between assassination targets across Los Angeles over a single night. The full-size USP-45 was developed from Heckler & Koch's Mk23 program for SOCOM Special Operations Forces. It fires 45 ACP rounds with a 12-round magazine capacity. The pistol weighs about 31 ounces empty and measures 7.87 inches in overall length with a 4.41-inch barrel. The USP platform incorporates a patented recoil buffer system that reduces felt recoil and extends service life. Vincent carries this substantial weapon concealed in a custom inside the waistband holster throughout the film. The specific prop used by Cruise featured an extended slide release for faster manipulation. Mann is known for his meticulous attention to realistic gunplay, and Collateral represents his finest work in this area. Cruise trained for over 2 months with former SAS operator Mick Gould and LAPD SWAT officer Scott Reitz at the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department shooting range. This was Cruise's first extensive experience with live ammunition training. The legendary alley scene demonstrates the results of this preparation. When 2 muggers steal Vincent's briefcase, he responds with a defensive shooting sequence that firearms trainers still study today. Cruise draws from concealment, fires 2 shots center mass on the first target, transitions to the second target, and delivers 3 more rounds. The entire sequence takes 1.39 seconds with 5 shots total. This is filmed in a single continuous take with no editing tricks or speed manipulation. The script originally called for completion in 1.6 seconds, but Cruise beat that mark during filming. Professional shooter Larry Vickers attempted to recreate this timing and managed only 1.4 seconds. The nightclub shootout later in the film showcases additional realistic techniques including shooting while moving, engaging multiple threats, and executing tactical reloads under pressure. Cruise performs a failure drill on one target, placing 2 rounds to the chest followed by 1 to the head. He adapts to changing situations throughout the sequence, even firing while lying on his back after being knocked down. Vincent also uses a suppressed Ruger Mark III .22 pistol for the Jazz Club assassination and later picks up a Smith & Wesson 5906 from a fallen security guard. The USP-45 appears in more screen time than almost any other firearm in Cruise's career, and his handling of it established new standards for realistic Hollywood gunplay. Tom Cruise's dedication to authentic firearms training has elevated action cinema across 4 decades. These 10 weapons represent milestones in his ongoing evolution from young actor to the industry's most committed action star. From the heavy M60 of his earliest film to the precisely wielded USP of his mature work, each gun tells part of his story as a performer willing to invest whatever time necessary to make the action feel real. Which of these firearms stands out most to you? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.